Hello and welcome back to Bannerlord Modded, and we are now at war against the, I believe, Royalist Vlandians. Are these the Royalist Vlandians? Yes, indeed, they are the Royalist Vlandians. Now, there's a bit of news to let you know about. Okay, so, here's the thing. You remember when I actually turned off automatic recruiting for my castle, yeah? Well, that kind of came back to shoot me in the foot, suffice it to say, because now what has happened is I arrived in Thractori Castle and I thought to myself, oh, I'm just going to pull out some lower tier units, like tier 3, tier 4 units from the garrison, because I know that my improved garrison mod has been doing its work, or at least I hoped it had. Unfortunately, that has not transpired, and there were a literal 0 units in the garrison. And you know the reason for that? It's because of the guards. Yeah, it's because of the guards. You know, the automatic guard patrol function that takes units out of the garrison to field those guards and patrols and so on. Yeah, that was a big problem. That was a very, very big problem, because now we are in a situation where I don't have anyone there, and as a result, the Royalist Vlandians that obviously just declared war, they have taken it without any difficulty whatsoever, which is to be expected, of course, because there's no one in the garrison. There's literally like about 66 militia, or whatever it was. But yes, so I've lost my castle, but I wouldn't say that that is the worst thing, because it was on an outlying area. It was very, very difficult to defend, considering the distance between my town and the castle itself, because the castle was very far away. I had to go all the way down to Sonala and then all the way up the coast along the southern edge towards the left, and that was very, very difficult to do in a pinch. It was it took a long time to do that, and that was the main reason why I was a little bit, well, dubious about even taking control of the town. But the town is generally going to be much more useful, because it is just a town, you know. It's got everything you could ever want. It's got a marketplace, it's got more ability to improve it, and generally it's just a much better investment of my time in comparison to a castle. But do bear in mind, however, that I will probably only from now on, at the very least, be trying to gain towns, and that's pretty much it. I'm just going to try and vote on towns as much as I possibly can, so I'm just going to save up influence, and if I get an opportunity, if I'm on the docket, or if I'm on the ticket, shall we say, then I'm probably going to try and go really hard for another town. But castles, it very much depends on their location. If I get a castle that is northwards of my town, like just a stone's throw away over the water, then I'm perfectly happy to go for that. I think that that is probably one of the most perfect positionings that we could ever have, but I don't think we're actually at war against those fellows right now. I'm going to have to take a look at the map to make sure that that is actually the case, because I might be getting a little bit mixed up with the new factions all over the place, because they all have these, well, they don't have confusing names, but they definitely have names that I'm not used to, so I'm going to have to check that out relatively soon. After this fight, probably I'll try and check it out, if I can remember to do it, obviously. If I can remember to do it, then that's great. Anyway, we're going to try and level up my crossbow skill a little bit more as well, because of course now we can... Oh, wait a minute, I actually forgot about that. I actually do have a crossbow in my inventory, and I did not equip it, I believe. I don't think I equipped the new one. So that was a big oversight on my part, because now we can actually use it. It's going to be an absolutely amazing bonus to our ranged damage and our proficiency, and generally it's just going to make all the difference in the world to be able to kill units just that much faster. But unfortunately, yeah, I kind of made a bit of a mistake by forgetting to do that. So yeah, oh well, it's not that big a deal, I suppose, but still. It would have been nice to try it out in this battle, but there are a number of vassals nearby anyway, so it should be relatively simple to get into another fight and try it out there. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, get over there. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, so basically what I'm going to just do here is I'm basically just going to keep as many people back as possible. Because we do have an overwhelming, as you can quite clearly tell, an overwhelming amount of archers. I'm going to put my guys into shield wall formation as well. That's probably going to be pretty helpful for them. Ooh, yeah. I actually swerved to miss one of those guys with his polearm, and then I was like, oh, there's another one. Great. Yes, that always tends to happen to me. Oh, well, never mind, never mind. Okay, yeah, I believe that is indeed a victory for us. I think I could probably just go zoom here, and we'll probably be all right. So I'm going to do that. Swirl! Oh, yes. Spinny horse goes spinny. Indeed. Anyway, there we are. 12 renown, not too bad. 10 influence, that's pretty nice. And the morale is not too bad either. Now, I'm actually wondering whether we should even let these guys go at this point, because this is just a mercenary company, and their clan doesn't actually own anything. That is the main problem here. So if I were to capture them, it doesn't really do anything negative for me. Because usually, if I were to let someone go, it would be only for the fact that then their increased relation is going to help us in the future. However, these guys, they don't really have that kind of impact on the game because they don't have the ability to own thieves, as far as I'm aware. So I think I'm actually going to take this guy prisoner. This is probably the first prisoner that I've taken in quite some time. We're going to rescue these troops, thank you very much. Oh yeah, I did make a brief stopover in my town, and I pulled out as many high-tier units as I could get my hands on. There weren't many, unfortunately, so that's why I don't have a maximum company size right here. But, you know, it was as many as I could carry, basically. And yeah, otherwise we have a decent amount of horses, and we're moving relatively fast, but not as fast as I would perhaps want to. Anyway, this guy I definitely want to speak to as soon as possible, because oh, wait, I think I'm dead. Oh, that was a huge error on this guy's part. That was a huge error. I really thought I was done for right there. I really did. That is actually insane. Oh yeah, I gotta be careful here. I want to take out this guy if I can. Oh yes. Perfect. What? Why did they leave this guy Oh. He died. Did that guy literally just die? I think he might have. Hekard? Was it Hekard? Yeah, I think it might have been Hekard's party here, and that's the reason why this party has no owner. That's actually very interesting. I have no idea who they would have gone up against to have them perish like that, but okay. I mean, it must be ours, right? It must be our own faction or something like that. Oh, well, there you go. Okay, so this is where we currently are, by the way. And you could see here, this is exactly the reason why I was not too bothered about the castle being taken. While it does make things a little bit easier for the Royalist Vlandians, which is very annoying, because we don't want to make it easier for them, do we? But generally, it is very far away from my town, as you can see. Look at that. It's a massive distance away. So generally, it's going to be very difficult to go between them and try to defend as much as possible. Anyway, let's just see if I can get back onto land. Oh, it seems like these guys are actually running away. These fellows are going to be much slower than I am, so they probably won't be able to catch me. And this guy, you gotta get to a port. He's not going to be able to get onto dry land without a port. So, am I just going to chase him throughout the entirety of this small water area? Yeah, probably, right? Because he's just so much faster than I am. Actually, is he? No, we're actually faster than he is. 3.1. We're traveling much faster than he is. Ah, that actually reminds me. I do need to spec into a little bit of scouting. I think some scouting could probably be quite useful. Anyway, let's just take a quick look at our engineering perks here for a second. Ranged siege engines are 25% less likely to be hit while bombarding settlements. That actually sounds very fun. Otherwise, you do have ranged siege engines have 10% more hit points. Don't really care about that too much. I'm going to go for the less likely to be hit one, because 25% chance not to be hit, I think that's pretty great. 20% less influence needed to call parties to your army, and increase battle morale by 10 during siege assaults and defense. Party size limit is increased by 10. I don't really care about party size limits, as I've said multiple times before, but 10 is pretty good. But I would definitely say that generally, I think this one is probably going to be the way to go, because troops in my formation gain 5% more experience from battles. So I think that is applied. I think it is applied. Don't quote me on it, but I think it is, even if I'm just, you know, running around with my own army and so on. Anyway, we do have another steward perk here as well. Influence gained from donating troops. No, not going to do that. Do not pay wages for wounded soldiers, and increase village hearth growth rate by 20%. Okay, so generally I don't agree with the whole don't pay the wages for the wounded soldiers thing, because I think that even if they're wounded, they should still get paid. I mean, from a moral or you know, ethical standpoint or whatever, generally I think that is how it should be. They should still get paid, even if they are wounded. I mean, come on, they risk their lives for, you know, for me as the Lord and so on. So it makes sense for them to still get some kind of compensation. But this other one is completely useless in my opinion, because I never usually donate troops. The project boosting being 20% more effective, that could be quite useful. But we are not the governor of my own town anyway, so it basically makes no sense at all. So I will be taking aid core here, even though, as I've said before, it is not something that I particularly agree with. But otherwise, let's just move on and see if I can maybe do battle with these guys. Alright, so I had to do something a little bit drastic here, as Kavloniki has now been besieged by Odderfled of the Royalist Vlandians. But yes, as I said, my drastic action was to get rid of Sylvind in my army. I'm not a big fan of this, because generally I would have liked her to assist me, but as it stands, I was way too slow. I mean, I'm 0.1, but I just can't be bothered to literally run around for an entire in-game week chasing this guy to goodness knows where, and then eventually getting into a battle with him. So thankfully, we are able to call Sylvind back, and she will join us in about 2 days. But this is going to be a little bit more interesting than the previous fight, because this is going to be a much more even affair, because it's just my forces. It's not Sylvind's forces. We know that she has overwhelmingly, well, what else can I say? Overwhelmingly strong troops, because I gave them to her, you know, I gave her a bunch of tier 5 and maybe even some tier 6 units. And yeah, she's pretty strong. She definitely contributes a huge amount of combat strength to our overall war effort here. Now, the only problem is I forgot to do the yeah, I forgot to do the crossbow. I forgot to do the crossbow. Okay, yes, I understand. I forgot to do the crossbow. I was overtaken by the fact that I was almost ambushed by that very, very large army. That was the main reason why that happened. Oh, well, never mind. I will remember after this one. What do you bet I'll forget again? If I forget again, then I do apologize. You know, that happens. Okay, so we're going to go for a nice little loose formation right here. Let's go for a little bit of a couch lance. Going to try and do pokey on someone. Okay, apparently no one wants a little bit of pokey right here. Nice, 950 damage. That's insane. I don't even have the thing that increases the damage to mounts with pole arms. That would be 70% increased damage. I mean, I have no idea why you would even need that, considering most pole arms are able to kill mounts very, very quickly indeed. But, you know, who knows? Maybe you'd need it for some reason or another. Alright, so we're just going to move these guys around about here, these guys around about here. I have no idea why they're not even facing the opponent as well. That's kind of irritating, but oh well, never mind. I'm going to try to put the archers over here, and then the infantry over here as well. We're going to put the infantry into a nice little shield wall formation too, and then I'm going to try and bait the infantry into moving. So generally I want to try and do as much damage as possible to them. I want to try and provoke them, and just try to be a bit of a nuisance. And getting 250 riding skill might actually be quite nice as well. So I'm pretty happy to just go for it and see what happens. We're doing some pretty nice damage here. I want to try and maximize the amount of kills I can get for the 24 shots that I have available, but it seems like maybe that's not really going to work, unfortunately. I want to get more headshots, if at all possible, too. They seem to actually be going across the water, which is absolutely perfect, but now I, myself, have gotten a little bit carried away, and I decided to go into the water as well, which is obviously probably not the best idea. Yes, staying out of the water would have given me an overwhelming speed advantage, but of course I decided not to do that because I am an imbecile. Yes, I know that. Very good. Okay, hello there. Ooh, nice. Okay, can we get some long-range shots? Yes, we can. Okay, I've got to be a little bit careful about friendly fire. There are a couple of ranged units on the other side. I'm actually going to tell my infantry to charge in here.
Archer sergeants in charge!
That is absolutely hilarious. You know, whenever I do the zoom thing, it really demonstrates how long the game would have actually taken to finish this battle if we didn't have the... I don't even know how fast it is. 10 times faster? 20 times faster? I have no idea. But generally, it would have taken me how much longer? Like 5 minutes? Maybe 5 in-game minutes? I mean, well, not in-game, but 5 real-time minutes? That's absolutely preposterous to waste the player's time that much, no? Ah, well, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, we do have a number of prisoners. I will be taking them, of course, and then we'll be moving on. And we are pretty far away from pretty much anywhere else that we want to be, which is kind of annoying. Oh, actually, maybe not. We're right next to my little town here. That's quite nice. Okay, that's pretty good. As you can see, we have Garantor Castle right here. Technically, I could make myself gain something from this, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to vote for this guy because, actually, you know what? I'm just going to stick with this fellow because we already have 88 relation with this fellow, and we have 56 with this guy. So I'm going to just support this guy as much as I can. We're now at 225 charm skill. That is nice. I like seeing that. Anytime we can get a nice gain like that, I'm happy. Anyway, here we go. Gain 1 influence per day for each allied lord party that are not currently in an army while waiting in the same town. That is oddly specific, don't you think? I feel like that is way too specific for it to be that useful. And when you... Oh, look at this. When you visit your own settlements, they get a +5 loyalty bonus once per day. Personally, I think this is absolutely fantastic now that the developers have put a much greater emphasis on rebellions and keeping your denizens, your citizens happy. I think that this really makes a massive amount of sense to take it. Anyway, apart from that, we have a 270... Wait a minute. I don't think this is right. I think there should be another perk here. Yeah. Is that missing or just not completed or something like that? I feel like there should be another 2 perks at 250. And at the moment, I'm only seeing 225, and then it skips all the way to 275. So I assume the charm tree, those 2 perks are maybe being redesigned or something like that. I obviously don't know because I'm playing on 1.5.9, which is a couple of versions back from the current one. So there we are. Anyway, let's take a look at what's actually going on here. Okay, so we do need to supply a little bit of money to the reserves. I'm actually going to give 20,000, and we are building. Oh, that's actually quite nice. We already have the +3 to construction, and we're getting +20 bonus to food production as well. I'm also going to be going for fairgrounds after this too, which is going to give the settlement a little bit more morale. As you can see, my prosperity is not that bad. I actually don't know what is a good level of prosperity. I don't know, you know, whether this is middle of the road, or whether it's low, or whether it's high, or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I might try to find out from other cities and towns whether that is actually a decent amount or not. Apart from that, we're going to be making 2 javelins here. 2 javelins. I found out exactly the best javelin to make for our purposes. The javelin that gives me exactly the right amount of cash. Because if you make a javelin with this particular head, or you know, pointy bit, you know, if you want to use the technical term. But yes, if you make it with this, and then you add on the decorative spear brace, and then you use the pine javelin shaft, this alone is going to make the price skyrocket so high that I literally had to discard a bunch of javelins that I made with this, because I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to try out this and see what the difference in price is, because it might be able to make it a little bit more efficient for me. And I tried it, and it was about 168,000 per one, or something along those lines. It was an absolutely extravagant, ridiculous amount. So I was basically like, okay, throw them out, start again. And so I basically just went back to the rounded Imperial spearheads, because these are usually going to sell with everything included for about 23,000, which I think is a decent amount to make 2 of every now and again, just to top up your gold. I'm not doing this every day. I'm not even doing this every in-game week. It is literally just a way for us to kind of stay afloat a little bit more. As you can see right here, look at that, 23,483, and we're not even getting the full amount, because my town actually doesn't even have 23,000, unfortunately. But I'm gonna actually replace my crossbow finally, so that's pretty good. And I'm going to now see if there's actually anything else that I might be able to purchase that is decent. And I'm thinking maybe something... I'm having a look here. I'm just having a look. Maybe there's going to be something really, really fun to use. This axe actually looks pretty fun, but no, I don't think so. There are no other couch lancing polearms either, which is obviously perfectly fine, because I think we have a pretty decent one as it is. But I was just interested to see if there was anything good. Alright, what about a shield? Because I'm currently using this shield, which is a wicker shield. I think that's pretty good, but maybe we can get something a little bit better. I don't really like the oval shields. The oval shields are a little bit too, shall we say, thin for my liking. I much prefer something that is much wider so that it covers more of my body, and that really does help to avoid those unnecessary deaths that may very well befall us. But yes, it doesn't seem like there's absolutely anything else here. I've already upgraded my armor, by the way, with some decent stuff. I think it cost me about 50,000 for most of it, but I haven't gotten any boots. I found that boots are very, very difficult to acquire for some reason. So I'm thinking maybe I'll try to find some here right now, but it's highly unlikely that there will be anything. It would just be nice to sort of trade the javelins for something instead of for nothing, if you know what I mean. That would really make a huge amount of difference. But yes, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's the case. As you can see, these braces are actually much better. Well, not much better, but they give +1 than what I'm currently using. Scaled boots, as you can see, they're basically the same thing that I'm wearing right now. So I'll just give them a little bit of extra cash right there. They can always use it, I suppose. And now I'm going to move on. And you know what? I'm actually just going to go to my garrison real quick, because we lost a bunch of units. So this is what I currently have in my garrison here. We do have some pretty good units, but nothing too amazing. We're going to take a couple of these guys. Oh, I've already gone over, haven't I? I've already gone over. That's not particularly good, is it? Oh, no. Okay, well, yeah, that's obviously a bit of a problem. Let's have a look. Shall we do skirmisher? And then let's get rid of those Azurai. Yes. We're still over by a massive amount. Okay, so I guess I'll just get rid of a couple of those fellows, I suppose. Why not? There we are. Okay, that seems pretty good. Okay, so yeah, now let's just take a quick look at the task nearby here. Needs help with brigands, train troops. Okay, I'll do the brigands thing because that's always 8 of them, really. Ugh. Okay, yeah, not a big fan of that, to be fair. I would like to be able to participate in a couple of bigger battles. But as it stands, I don't really want a rebellion to happen, so maybe we can try to do something. I mean, look at this. Look at how preposterous these guys actually are. Look at how fast they are in comparison to me. And I'm even doing the task, which means that they're supposed to stop every now and again, and it did, but I obviously misclicked at the time, so that was great. Anyway, let's go to Kavloniki and see if we can actually assist them, because there seems to be a bit of a siege going on there. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not anymore. I'm actually wondering how many they have in the garrison at Ortisia, because the last time that I saw it, they were just packing them in there. There were huge amounts of armies and vassals and all kinds of things in there. So I'm thinking what we'll probably try to do... Ah, yes, look at that. They're actually attempting to take Garantor Castle right now. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll probably try to swing around the side, and we'll see if we can maybe ambush a couple of their vassals. That would be pretty cool if we can make that work. If this particular person... Oh, yeah. They have 430. They actually took that. A Morcon! Hello, Amorcon. I will murder you, sir, if I am allowed to. I would like to murder him, because I believe he is the son of Dirthart. It would be rather wonderful if we could do that. Or if we could try to persuade him to join us. Either one. But I don't think we can do that. Oh, he's actually joined Lucan's army now. Okay, let's just take a quick look at this. Do you think we can do this? We might be able to. I'm not entirely sure. I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Apolsalians and their units. I feel like they are much weaker than some of the others, and they generally tend to die just that much more often, which is really kind of sad. Anyway, I now have the new crossbow. 99 accuracy it gives me. Let's see what we can do here. So this guy is moving faster than me, but I should be able to corner him. There we go. Oh. Okay. Do you think we can do this? I'm thinking no, but I'm gonna try it, okay? I'm gonna try it for entertainment's sake. If this was me in my own, off-screen time, I would probably leave this fight, and I would try to do something a little bit later about this particular army. But as it is obviously a series, we've got to take a couple of risks every now and again, wouldn't you say? Because otherwise it's just going to be, oh yes, I will attack these bandits, 7 bandits, and yes, 7 bandits seems like a good idea. Although, technically 7 bandits would actually be on my skill level. What do you bet? Hey? Yes, I think that would probably make more sense than anything else. Oh well, let's see what we can do. They're very far away, actually, so let's move forward. Ooh, now they're giving away a massive advantage here. This is an absolutely amazing place for us to stay. Mostly because there are so many trees here. It's going to provide so many obstacles for the cavalry, for the enemy's cavalry, of course. And let's just see if I can maybe do some damage. Oh, nice. Okay, I did some damage to the horse, not so much to the rider, unfortunately. Okay, let's get a nice little couch lance going on here. Yes, take that, sir. That is what you get. And that was one of the enemy vassals. He's going to wake up with a headache tomorrow. Okay, they're still relatively far away. Let's move the infantry down here. Let's put these guys over here. They are in loose formation right now, which is pretty good. Let's get these guys to do whatever they want to do. And who are these fellows? Are these are just regular infantry. These are just regular infantry. Okay, this is kind of weird. Why are there two infantry groups? It's kind of strange. Okay, let's put these guys into a shield wall formation. I think they're a little bit too close, actually. Ah, he escaped by the skin of his teeth. That is a Morcon himself. If we can eliminate him, that will be a decisive blow to their morale. It is not the leader of the army, of course, but still. Any of these vassals taking a dive, that's really going to make a huge difference to how effective our units are going to be in the fight. Oh, we killed him! We actually killed him! Like, really? He's dead. You know? Because usually I'll say, we killed that guy, but he's not actually dead. But this guy, he's done. He's out of here. That is fantastic. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, first time using our crossbow. You see that? Wow. Okay, I know we just killed a serf, but still, the accuracy and the missile speed that we're getting from this crossbow in comparison to the previous one is making all the difference in the world. It really is. I'm almost at 200 crossbow proficiency as well, which is actually quite nice. Okay, how are my forces doing so far? We've got to be really careful here as well. That's the main thing. Okay, so these guys are actually charging into our forces, which is definitely not something I would recommend they do. Oh, I took out Lucand as well. Oh, he's not dead though, obviously, but, you know, took him down. At the very least, which I think is pretty good, because that means that their morale is going to not skyrocket, is going to plummet very, very quickly, which is exactly what we want to see. So generally, any single time you can take out one of the leaders of the enemy, just do it. Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna tell these guys. Actually, yeah, are they already auto-delegate? Yeah, they're already auto-delegating. Okay, we're gonna tell the archers to auto-delegate now, just in case they need to skirmish at all. It's going to be quite helpful for them to do so, and maybe we can tell our infantry to skirmish as well, so that they can work together with the archers in a more cohesive way, while I go and do a little bit of jiggery pokery, mostly pokery, of course. Gotta be careful about that guy. I think we're good. I think we are good, but they are obviously going to be receiving more reinforcements as well. Okay, we have to be very, very careful here. I am extremely low in HP on my mount. That is the main problem. If I get taken down and I don't have an extra horse nearby... actually, speaking of that, I might... Oh, do I really want to downgrade so heavily from my horse right now? Because my horse is super fast and very maneuverable and just extremely comfortable to ride on, actually. I mean, not in a realistic sense, but it just feels good to ride it, you know what I mean? It's just pretty cool. But yeah, I don't really want to downgrade to something that is going to literally run at the speed of a snail. That's going to be kind of harsh, considering I am mostly a lancer at this point. Okay, I think we're doing pretty nicely. My archers are absolutely murdering the enemy in almost every single respect, and these guys are going to have to run towards my archers, and it is just going to result in so much death for them, which is really good. They are taking out a couple of my forces, but that is to be expected. Ah, oh dear. Okay, I think I might be dead. Okay, I'm just gonna... Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. We might be able to do something here. We might be able to do something. I'm gonna have to put away my... Oh, no. Oh, this is really unwieldy. This is very, very unwieldy. Oh, thank you. Thank you, archers. Ah, that was really nice of them. Okay. Yeah, as you can quite clearly tell, if my horse goes down, I'm completely useless on foot. Absolutely useless. Like, yes, okay, I can maybe do a little bit of damage with my crossbow, but I would need to have distance. I cannot do anything in melee, and I'm actually really surprised that we were able to even win that fight to begin with. But we were able to do that and more, because we actually killed a Morcon, which is great, so that's fantastic. Anyway, we did end up losing quite a few units, but of course, that is to be expected when you're playing on this kind of difficulty. Anyway, there you go. We are going to be taking some more prisoners. Actually, should I even bother taking these prisoners, to be honest? You know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. You kind of think to yourself, yes, I will take those. But then you think, no, you know what? It's just not worth it to move so slowly on the world map. I mean, I think we'll just keep it like this. This is okay. I think we're quite close to a friendly town. Aren't we close to a friendly town? Yeah. No, we're not actually. We're not actually that close to a friendly town. That's kind of unfortunate. Maybe we can go onto the ocean. Yes, onto the water we go. Thank you very much. Okay, well, that's probably going to be it for this episode. This is what's currently going on the world map. And otherwise, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.